had an amazing weekend. I am here to do some card making with you today. I want to share with you the projects that I made at my launch for the new, which I haven't grabbed yet. So we're making some of the projects, or one of the projects that I made for my annual catalogue launch on the weekend. So as you come in, please say hello, and especially if you're watching on the replay, say hi. I'd love to know that you're watching, because I know not everyone can watch me live. Because of time zones. Time zones just don't work for everyone. So for anyone who is new, my name is Ellen Woodbridge. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. I am in New South Wales on the Central Coast. I sell majority of the products that I will share with you today. Good morning or good afternoon, Miss Myrtle. It is after 12 after all. So I do sell these products, so you can find them through the links on this video. Hello Kay, hello Roz. I am just going to check that I am live on YouTube. And then, oh, thank you for sharing. Hey, Susan. Hey, Margine. Okay, check that I'm live on all platforms. Then we will get going. Yes, I am live on YouTube as well. Hello, Miss Mary in YouTube land. So tell me how all your guys' weekends were. Today, what we will be playing with is hand-penned petals. Hello, Miss Cindy. Hello, Mary. Hello, Deb. And we're using a sentiment from Artistically inked, but I do have some projects using the images in this stamp set. So these are... This and one more stamp set are all we played with at launch. I kind of changed my, not strategy. Hey, Cindy, thanks for joining. I normally am all in, let's play with all the things. And as I was making projects with launch in mind for the new catalogue, so I do run regular classes for those who live near me in the Central Coast, or on the Central Coast of New South Wales. So I do have ladies from Newcastle and Sydney who come and visit me because it's not too far of a drive. Oh, that's great, Cindy. Oh, good, Mary. I'm glad. So I just decided to focus on one, the new in colours, and two, I used this stamp set once, and I used this stamp set on every project. So it's really artistically inked, and they really liked, hi Lee, they really liked how versatile I made the artistically inked set. So I've also grabbed in and the hand-penned paper, which I am actually going to grab because it is a paper that is just so delicate and beautiful. I only used one B-side pattern, but it's gorge. You need to use. And the other thing I made a similar-ish card that I will show you as well. So I think I am all ready. I've got lots of you in, which is great. Hey, Joy, lovely to see you here regularly. Oh, two people from the same state. Isn't that awesome? So I will move... Actually, I will get you girls up on my laptop so I can chat with you as we create. I already have this project planned, but I'd love to hear what you think of this project as we craft along. I know a lot of you already have this stamp set. I will be using the Stamparatus as well because it was a class. So did I say the wrong word? Why are you correcting me, Cindy? As watch with me. Another one from Iowa. So I've got 3 of you from Iowa. That's amazing. I now want to know what I said. I now want to know what I said, Cindy, so please type out what I said. Knowing me, I probably said the wrong thing because I had a bit of a sleep in this morning. So I don't know. Am I really with it? Am I always really with it? Yeah, nah. Okay, so let's move a few things. Did you guys all have a lovely weekend? I would love to know that as we go along. Hello, Jane. Thanks for popping in. So I'll just flick us around. Maybe not quite yet. I accidentally. And I muted myself instead of flicking the camera. There we go. Oh, okay. Not a problem at all, Cindy. Not a problem. We don't like it when technology dies. Hello, Susan. Thanks for joining. Seem to have a mess today. Things aren't going as smoothly as what they normally do. So let's see. Busy weekend. All playtime with plentiful plants. Is that the stamp set that goes with Bloom Where You Grow, something to that effect? Hi, Kathy. Okay. So this is the card that we will be making. So we'll be using some die cutting as well. Ooh, nice. I will go get rid of my shadows and then I'll come back and share. Right, all the shadows are gone. So making this card today, and this is a very similar card that I made using a different sentiment. Unfortunately, the sentiment from that set isn't available, but I showcased some of the pattern paper. So the girls quite like that. A bloom where you're planted. Right, I'm glad I've got my brain in the right set. So yes, I do love this paper. I will quickly share with you the paper because I've shown the stamp sets and I'll show those again in just a second. And this is the beautiful delicate paper. So the purple in here is actually Highland Heather, but Fresh Freesia also works really well. Love the mint macaron in this. Just stunning. And what other colour is in here? And then we've got those ones. So let's have a look at the back. So the colours in here: Basic Black, Blushing Bride, Cinnamon Cider, Daffodil Delight, Garden Green, Highland Heather, Mint Macaron, Misty Moonlight is a blue, Pale Papaya, Pool Party, and Whisper White. And all the colours are quite watered down because this is a watercoloured, very delicately designed set of paper. Oh, that's awesome, Kathy. Garden weekend. Well, Myrtle, I had my launch on Sunday. So this is where the stamp set the card actually came from and why I'm sharing it. So used Artistically inked and hand penned. So I'll just pop those off to the side. And I also popped in as well with the Genial Gems. So if you love the stamp set, and I've used the die and you like the paper and the gems, you can buy it as a suite with one number because that's all the products in the suite. Okay, hello Miss Linda. Linda's resting today. That's good. You find this paper... Okay, Angie, please explain to me why you find it hard to use. I just, not that I'm not trying to talk you in or out of the paper or anything like that. I'm just very curious. So I've got a couple of kits. I made extra and I had a couple of people phone in sick. So I'm just going to collate all my bits and we're going to make a couple of cards. Oh, these ones have my jigs, so that's good. I do have some partially made cards and bits and pieces as well. See, I've already stamped. So I have one set here with a happy birthday and I have one of those. Although I think I do need more of this. The gems are stunning, and we did, in class, we did put an edition of, we put the edition of a gold bumblebee because there is gold flecks in here. Okay, right, oh my God. Okay, so stamping, oh, I've already stamped two of those, so I'll pop those over here. I have the vellum. I have these. So what do I need more of? I have a feeling because I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Okay, so I'm going to need, okay, we'll work it out. We will work out what we need. We have card bases, 1, 2, 3, and 4 card bases. I'll pop those over there out of the way. Okay, I think we're off and running. I don't need the pattern paper yet, so I'll pop that off to the side. And I think I'm going to start with die cutting because I currently have a nice clear space next to me. So the dies I've used are the layering circles to create the base for our flower. I have used my favorite that I seem to use on every card, the stitch rectangle dies. Okay, I have Angie's answer, which is good. And these are the matching dies for hand penned. And they're called penned flowers. So you get the 2 outlines for these flowers. You get this individual, and you get lots of individual detail pieces. And this one cuts out this little, I know, it's almost like a, I can't think what they're called, clivia. It's almost like a clivia head that hasn't quite opened. That's what it reminds me of. So Angie, if you find this pattern paper really busy, I suggest using it in smaller pieces. One, you'll get more from the paper, but as you can see from this card, I used it in a smaller piece and made that the focal point. So I quite often do that with patterns I find busy. I didn't do that for this. That wasn't the reasoning I did this card, but it just happened to work. Okay, you love this set, Kathy. That's great. It says I'm resting. I'm not. I bagged up a grocery bag of bits and pieces, old DSP scraps. Oh, for your little sweeties at church. That's lovely, Cindy. Anne's lace. Yes, it is very similar to Anne's lace, Kathy. You've been using the reverse side, and that is an option as well, Angie. I do love this. I don't think I have any of this particular pattern left. So I need one more of these die cuts, and I need to die cut the circles. So I think I can do all of that in my mini machine. So I need this one. I'm sure I've got a scrap. I've already got two of these, two of those, so I don't need my stitch rectangles. I don't need them at all, and I need my layering circles. Now, I was smart, and I have the two sizes I'm using separate on the back because we're smart and that's how I roll. Good to hear, Cindy. Good to hear. So I have 1, 2, 3. I do wonder if one of these pieces are going to be big enough, but I think I worked out they're offcuts. Yes, and that's too small. Right. So I need pale papaya. I thought I was so much more organized than this, but hey, apparently today I am not. That piece will do. And then I've got scrap left from that, and I need a piece of Whisper White. Whisper White scrap, and I have a nice large piece there. Great. So now I just need to get that scrap back in where it lives. Grab my mini machine, grab the plates, and I also need my, if I can find it, I'm not going to be able to find it. I need my base, my silicone mat, but I don't. Oh, it's over here. That's why. It's hiding. Right, let's get some things out of the way. May also, oh no, I've got enough vellum because I've got those there. Right. Okay, that down here. Open. Let's start with our Whisper White. I'm so glad you girls. Hello, Shelley. Okay, and of course I'm right. This piece is too big. Trim it down. Hey, Vanessa. Okay, now it helps if I put the cutting plate on the top, doesn't it? So cutting plate, piece, die, trimmer away. And this, the other eventful thing that I have had happen, my back has kind of broken down on me a little bit for no particular reason other than I am who I am. And I have had a massage, I've been to the chiropractor, I am using physio cream, I'm using heat packs, and yeah, I am trying very hard to look after myself at the moment. Oh, it's your favourite sweet, isn't it? Oh, and we've got someone at the door. You never know what might arrive at my door. I know we've already had a delivery today. David bought something or other. So for this one, I'm going to need the largest scallop. It's all happening now. David's phone's ringing. Oh, and let me guess, they're both for you because I ordered nothing from Amazon, David. David's been having fun ordering things. Oh, no. And they're like two separate issues. So it's like upper back and lower back, but they're not connected. So, yeah, don't know. We're just dealing with it. My upper, I'm much better after my first adjustment with the chiropractor yesterday. Funny story. I walk into the chiropractor, new person, never seen them before, hadn't had the need to see anyone in like 20 years, but push came to shove and I knew I was out of alignment. I'd been told by 2 massage therapists that I was totally out of whack. And I saw her surname and she was recommended from a friend, a very good friend. So I thought, yep, I'll trust her. Like, this person's trustworthy. And the surname sort of pinged in the depths of my mind. And this is starting to bow a bit. So I'm just going to flick it over and give it some equal wear. So surname pinged in the back of my brain. And I thought nothing else of it, and I mean right, way back in the back of my brain. So I get there, fill out I think it was 4 pages of new patient forms. And I'm walking in, and she looks at me and she goes, I know you. It's like, oh, shit. How do you know me? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and they're going, how do you know me? Because I am so good with faces. Faces are my thing. Ask me to remember your name. I won't remember your name, but I'll remember your face. And there was someone at a meeting last night. I saw her and went, I know your face. We worked out it was Girl Guides. But back to the chiropractor. And we sat down and we get talking about why I'm there and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, we used to play basketball together. And I went, oh my God, we did. And then she seemed very familiar and all of that. But I was gobsmacked that I did not remember her face from nearly 25 years ago. But I still... No, probably longer than 25 years ago. Let's try about 25 to 30 years ago. But anyway, yeah. So then we were reminiscing, and sadly one of the girls, and I think he was our coach as well, her dad died recently and the funeral was yesterday, and yeah, just having a very nice catch up on where our lives have taken. But I literally, in my area, because I'm born in the area that I live, I cannot go anywhere. I really can't. My mum and dad have both been very, very active in the community, and it seems like we know everyone. Can't go anywhere, can't do anything, can't get out. Oh, yes, it sure is. It sure is. But, yeah, can't get up to any mischief. As I try and tell my children, don't try and do anything or be anywhere where you don't say, because I will find out and ask your grandmother why. Because I was caught out once in my life, and once only. I wasn't doing anything bad. I just wasn't where I said I'd be because plans changed when I was in a friend's house. So, yeah. But yes, so that was sort of a blast from the past yesterday while I was getting my body put back in order. So that is all the die cutting that we need to do for this card. So for 4 cards actually. So that did not take long at all, and I do love my mini machine. Yeah, it is. I think the Central Coast of New South Wales is even worse because we're separated from Sydney and from Newcastle, which is north of us, by one by the Hawkesbury River and the other one by Lake Macquarie. So we're actually a region to ourselves. Yes, both Sydney and Newcastle are extremely accessible to us, but yeah, it's just you've always got a mutual friend or something. And I even got a phone call from someone I know who does not live in the local area going, "You're friends with someone on Facebook?" And I went, "Yeah, my children's teacher." "Oh, well, this person knows this person and I'm trying to contact them, blah, blah, blah." And yeah, just scary. Scary, scary. But yes, very small world. My parents are far too active in the community. My mum has worked at a petrol or gas station for majority of my life, so she just knows a lot of people. And apparently being an only child means that you're spoken about to people a lot, and people that you don't even know. Oh, do you know what? I found my other coloured one, so we're going to have an extra one. I thought I had another one, so I cut an extra one for the fun of it, but that's okay, and I will use that in another project. So we are now stamping our stamp from hand penned using Memento ink. So I have previously made this jig in the Stamparatus. Now I actually made a crappy one. So I stamped it, die cut it, and it didn't die cut. It die cut properly. It didn't die cut well enough for me to be happy for my customers to reproduce that image in class. So this stamp set we have then used, or on this card, we've then used all the central pieces to stamp with. But one of the girls, because you can see the stamp pieces don't perfectly line up, so one of the girls in class kind of shuddered, should I say, when I said, "Now, these pieces don't line up." The look on her face was priceless. I said, "So today I'd like you to step out of your comfort zone and do this, but if it works for you better, you can hand colour these in with our blends, or you can colour this image." Oh, that's moved. Or you can colour the image with our alcohol markers or a blender pen and our inks, all of these things. And she went, "Oh, okay, that's okay." I think that's what I'm going to have to do, Cindy. Hello, Miss Sylvia. Where did Delinda rock in? Hello, Miss Delinda. Lovely to see you again. I'm glad you got all your technology woes fixed and you're back. You've come up with the best names because you're my Woodettes. Oh, this is the land of Vellumish, and we are using vellum on this card. It came back to me, Delinda. Now, that bit did not stamp well. There we go. A bit off, but a bit better. So I can now safely pop this jig in my recycling, and I'm also going to clean this stamp. So just using my Stampin' chamois so I don't get memento ink everywhere. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp my happy birthday, because that is going to get this Stamparatus off my desk. So this is the main thing I use my Stamparatus for. I'll create a jig and then I can make lots of cards using the same stamp. So let me just pop my magnet there. So you bring the plate up to 90 degrees, turn it round. Oh, helps if the tape isn't in the hinge, and that has moved, which is not helpful. Yeah, right. Yes.
How's that for tidy?
Oh my God. Wow. Sorry, David's very excited. He just got a new mixer for his podcasting. His old mixer that he received from work finally died after 10 years and he's had to replace it. He was getting some complaints about his sound quality. So he thought after 10 years it's time to upgrade. So once again we are using the Memento ink. Now this may not stamp fantabulously the first time. Not too bad. It's just I'm gonna go in over just that BI, just the birthday. Because I didn't move anything, I can go back in and just get a second, third, fourth bite of the cherry. Okay, pop this one in and let me just check my comments before they get too out of control. Oh, thank you, Delinda. Thank you. I know, and I've got little butterflies on my nails as well. Oh, Delinda's happy for you, David. Oh, thank you. I'm very happy too. Oh, he just yelled out from the kitchen that he's very happy too. Are you still stamp first then cut too, Jane? I generally do too. But for my classes, sentiments are hard to get right. So I want people in my classes to be really successful. So I choose to use this method. That was pretty. How's your father? This method just so they feel successful. And they're generally happy, and if they're not, they flip the piece of paper over and get the other side. Hello, Paula. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Now, I am going to be a little naughty and not use my Stampin' Scrub to clean this, but I just don't want ink anywhere, and as I take it off, I'll give it a quick swoosh in the Stampin' Scrub with the Stampin' Mist to nicely condition the red rubber. So I'm also going to throw away this jig because I don't need it. Put my Stamparatus off to the side, and I need a swig of water, so please just bear with me a second. Then we'll get stamping in our details on this image. Right, so I need this stamp or that block. I need this block, and I will need this block. So just 3 images. Now this 1, 2, 3, and I will leave my other spare one for another project. Oh, and I've got another spare one in here. Right, definitely have to make another project with these 2 spare ones. We might do do some alcohol ink colouring, I think. So if any of you saw my friend who was at class with the very red hands, this is the stamp that she used to create her very, very red hands. And I think I cleaned it off pretty well. Just some residual ink. I think she stamped about 50, 60 times with it. And with the dies, you can also create this gorgeous frame. I'll show you. So what I did, whoops, I'm about to lose a tool. So what I did, I cut this in the outline, thinking that this was just that these worked together, but they didn't, and ended up with this really nice fresh freesia frame. So whoops, was a bit dangerous. Okay, now before I lose anything else, close my Memento ink pad, put my dies in the pouch, use my right hand, which is a titch stronger. Dies in the pouch, then we won't cry when they fall on the floor. Right, and I will need back my, just want to, for safety's sake, and getting ink everywhere, I just want to stamp on this. So the three colours we are stamping with are Soft Succulent, Pale Papaya and Fresh Freesia, which are three of our brand new ink colours. So I'm starting with the Fresh Freesia. I feel like I can't say that correctly. My ink pads are still very stiff in the mechanism, so I'm just bear with me while I struggle to open those. So as I said, these do not line up totally well, but they line up well, but they leave some white space, which adds a detail to them that I quite like. There's one. So some nice, doing everything the same at once. That is two. I'm not being perfect. One, because I don't want to get my head in the frame. So I'm kind of guesstimating, but this isn't meant to be perfect. Three, and clean. Okay, cleaned. Put this off to the side. It is, I do love the Fresh Freesia colour. I could, you all heard that bounce too. It's the end. My tool's a little bit broken, but that's okay. I shall get that end and pop it back in. So next I'm going to take the Pale Papaya. We'll see, that one's much looser. And I'm going to get my three pieces again and do the flowers. So what I want to do with this one particularly, I just want to go, no, maybe we're upside down. Yes, we were upside down. So I just want to line up and work out where it fits first before I put any ink on. There's one. Come on. There's two. And I wiggled as I put it on. Doesn't matter, it's all handmade. And that is three. And we will clean off clean off, and then we do a lot more stamping with our soft succulent, and I will give you some tips with stamping all these areas because they don't necessarily match the leaf stamp, but I can make them match enough. I know, me too, Shelley. They're like highlights. I like them, but a lot of people don't. I know, Paula. I know. So I'm glad I can show you before you play, and then I might inspire you to take some of these ideas. So we have the leaf and the bit. I'm going to stamp the whole lots, but what I've done, I've partially inked up the... Okay, so I partially inked up the leaf and I just stamped, I don't know what the cuppy bit that holds the flower. It's not the bud. Is it still called the bud? Even though it's not the bud? Come on, my gardening friends, please help me. But I just partially stamped that to add some colour in. And then I'm just going in and filling in these leaves. Now they don't fit. That's okay. We are literally just adding in the colour. So it all matches. It's all a bit messy and not perfect, and that's okay. And I'm also not putting the whole, as you can see there, the whole stamp down in that area. I did kind of bodge that one up completely, but that's okay. It's all fine. No one knows except for you guys. Even though I love stamping on the silicone when I'm trying to move an image around, it likes to grab. Yes, I know that's the whole point, but still. Okay, those two, and then we're on to our last one. So it really, truly doesn't take too long. And then we're up to assembly. So to do this many cards in, well, let's say about half an hour, and we were chatting, or I was chatting. And one more leaf, and we can start putting adhesive on all these things and getting them ready, because this is always my next step. Okay, so all my stamps are clean, so we shouldn't get any extra ink anywhere, but you know I will. Okay. This, oh, that didn't want to close. There's all my ink pads off to the side. Let me just pull my sleeves up here. Bring these back in. Okay, now dimensionals. Still trying to finish off my sheet of dimensionals, but I have a new sheet off to the side. So I'm thinking I'm going to use these longer bits on our happy birthdays. Don't know why I stamped on the back of that, but anyway. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, that's a nice length actually. So these particular images are great for these longer pieces or your edges, because you just run one right down the middle. These like not down the middle. That's okay. Just center it a little better. Okay, there's one. that is roughly half. So out of all the people who have this set, how many of you have put ink to the stamps? Or did you buy it and you have regrets? Because that's okay too. I kind of have a regret, but I'm going to turn it into not a regret because I have 4 stamp sets that I purchased that I haven't inked up yet. So they are currently poking out of the way I store my stamps so I can use them. And only one of those, well, kind of 2 is a regret. I strayed from my wish list, guys. I cut that piece too short, so I'm just going to add 2 pieces to the end, and that is that sheet done. I really, really, truly don't need this anymore. Silicone mat to the side, bring in all our flowers. And my screen went dead. Oh, I'm glad, Mary. That's great. Okay. Aha. Got off the backing, but I love my finger more. And pop that one in. Doesn't get off the scissors. That one in there. Awesome. Going to need my little dish. So does anyone not like this stamp set? And don't feel like I'm going to say anything. I'm just curious. Ah, so you've gone the other way, Kathy. Right, interesting. So yeah, is there anyone who actually doesn't like this suite? Because that's okay. I don't like some of the products in the catalogue because they're just not my jam. So don't feel bad if you don't. It's okay. That's why Stampin' Up has so many different styles, because there is something for everybody. Okay. Yes, David is still not 100%. If you're hearing him coughing in the background, I, thankfully, have not succumbed to said sickness. And Owen is absolutely fine and dandy and has been back at school since last Thursday. So I am going to be fairly generous with the dimensionals because it is such a large image. Okay. And one more. Okay, confession time for you girls, not for me. Who is anal like me and has to use their dimensionals in straight lines? Or do you not care and just use them randomly? You don't care for the paper, Amanda. Okay, that's interesting. I understand why. Angie and I earlier were having a conversation that she finds this paper fairly difficult to use, and she's the A side of the paper and she's been using the B side of the paper. Yeah, I get it. Are you more of a bold coloured person? Because these colours are fairly muted, and there is a very particular style, isn't it? It's very watercolouring. Okay, one more. Do you get inspiration from the colours in the paper, even if you don't like the paper? Because I quite often find that I might like the paper, but I'll push myself and try and use the colours in the paper instead. And like the animal paper, I like the B-sides. I don't necessarily like the in the wild pattern of the tigers and cheetahs. Okay, I think that's everything that needs dimensionalizing. Next, I just need to assemble our circles, and I just dropped the mini dimensionals on the floor. Oh, I tried so hard not to groan then. It was a nice little stretch for my back while I was leaning over to the floor. Yeah. I thought that might be the case, Amanda, because the colours, I was talking about the colours earlier, and they are quite bright colours when you look at the full strength colours in the papers. So you've got like Misty Moonlight, you've got Daffodil Delight, but they've definitely used them in a watered down, watercoloured way. So yeah. Yes, you like to. What do you mean by balance the dimensionals? Do you like go around the outside and then go in the middle, or go from the middle around to the outside, Mary? You've got me intrigued by the word balance. So I'm just putting a tiny titch of our Stampin' seal in the middle, because our flower will cover this, okay? Because we all know the horrors of trying to adhere vellum with wet glue, because I generally make it wave and bubble and do all kinds of horrid things that I don't want it to. Okay, and two. Now, for my video this week, I will not be here on Thursday. I will be, actually my back may not be very good after Thursday, but that's okay. I'm going and getting my hair coloured because the greys are emerging a little too much for my liking. So I'm going to look like a much younger version of myself and not have the copious amounts of greys poking out. So I will be in and doing another card, and we will be doing a really simple card on Friday, but I will be in early because Lavender, my eldest, has an appointment. So I will be here, but I will be in earlier. I will give you my normal 2-hour warning that I'm going live, so keep an eye out on Friday. It's been a bit of a busy 2 weeks. My kids didn't even go to karate last night because we had our first PNC meeting at the high school for the first time in 15 months. So we had a double AGM, and we had a double AGM and a general meeting, but it all went well. As secretary, I still have minutes to tidy up. I'm waiting to be given some reports, so I didn't have to do a hell of a lot of typing on the night, which was good because we've had a cold snap. As you can see, I'm layering up. I suppose line them up, but if there's 3 across and 3 down. Okay, fair enough, Mary, fair enough. You have a system. You're not totally random. I like that you have a system. Okay, so these are just the card bases. Then I'll put the hand-penned paper card fronts on, and then we will go from there. And I may add a little bumblebee to one or two of these, because I'd like to share my bumblebees a little more in class because they are gorgeous. Okay, so that is card bases done. And folder away, liquid glue. We're going there. Hello, Miss Jenny. We've done lots of stamping and we're up to the assembly portion of our card. Sorry, just getting rid of this glue goober. Otherwise, it'll annoy me. And we're running fine. I was a bit scared that that glue goober actually went inside. Okay. Radio. That's one. So does anyone else have any exciting news happening? I've always got news, but I've shared all my fun news with you guys. Knowing people and bumping into people. No karate last night. P&C meeting. No karate because my parents are at Uluru at the moment. They're travelling within our country, which is awesome, but they're in central Australia looking at those sites. They've never done that in their lives. So not a problem. Oh, okay, Jenny, I hope that goes as well as it can. I do appreciate that you've come in to say hello. I haven't done any trips to Central Australia either. So they got up nice and early and saw sunrise and the colours of Uluru changing. Do you guys that don't live in Australia know what Uluru is? That'd be curious, because I'm pretty sure Uluru is a wonder of the world, actually. So I'll wait and see before I tell you what it is. It is a very beautiful, sacred place for the Indigenous people of Australia. Sorry, I've totally put this on crooked. Oh no, that's not good, Jenny. Ah no, Jenny, you totally distracted me. It's not your fault. I wasn't paying attention. I think I got this right first time. Yep, that'll do. Hello, Teresa. Thank you for joining. Okay, rightio. Now, I do need another swig of water. Oh, hello, Vog. Sorry, I missed you coming in there, Vog. Howdy. It's still a wonder of the world, even if it shouldn't. What have you cut the yellowish circle is from, and it's a good thing because I've still got the dies. They're from the layering circle dies. These are oldies but goodies. And I just use the scallop ones. I do use the non-scallop circles quite a bit, but today I just used the scallop circles. I have had these since they first came out. Very, very, very useful die set. I don't even know if that price is still the right price, but they're approximately that price. Okay, so I did have, just to show you, I did have a couple of the girls turn the card portrait. So what they did this and then put the happy birthday underneath, which works really well. And I'm hoping David will grab that and deal with the prank caller, because we all know that that's a prank caller. I think I will do that on this one. Actually, where's my glue? So because we're going, and the yellowish circle, Jenny, is actually the new in colour pale papaya, which is why you went yellowish, because it's a new one. David, who would be ringing that David would actually be talking to? Must have been a survey. He must be taking pity on them. So he should. I work on the telephones quite a bit doing my other job for the optometrist. Sorry, I'm going quiet because I'm half listening to what he's saying. I'm eavesdropping on my husband. Very easy to do when you work from home. One more. Right. Just want to make sure this stem is fairly... Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Ugh. Am I going to have to deal with it? Or can I get it off? I can get it off. So just visualize that a little better. There we go. Quite nice. Quite nice. Take these off so then you can see the portrait version and the landscape version. So, right. Done, done, done. Do love this fresh freesia. I am very partial to it. I don't even mind a little bit of space for balance between those. Okay, the rest of them I'm going to do in landscape, and then we will do our embellishing last, because I always do my embellishing last. This would be also a great layout for a sympathy card. I actually need to make a flamingo card, so a person that works with our family regularly. He does stuff for us. He had a hip procedure, a very unusual hip procedure, and because he is much younger than me, but he'd been standing like a flamingo, and for some reason I had the flamingo stamp set here in my craft room, and on my cleaning up a couple of weeks ago, I came across the set and opened it, and I have a coloured flamingo in there, so I thought he'd get the humour, because he's been standing on one leg quite a bit, to give him a card with the flamingo as a get well card, because he's popping over later today. So I love being able to go, I've got something, I can do that, even though the stamps don't live in my craft room. I can put my hands on them easily enough. They don't even live in the house. I can put my hands on them easily enough to be able to make a personalized card, which is great. Okay. I only have one little box of things I need to collate. I need to collate the some of the stamp sets to their die bundle friends. Oh, that's lovely, Paula. Oh, I'm so glad you're loving them. Oh, that's lovely. You went back to read the comments, Paula. Very sweet. So because we've got this nice blank area here, I just want to nestle the sentiment up into here. And of course my hands are just wanting to shake a bit today, but I just want to nestle that in there. It connects all four of our elements because they're all overlapping in one way or another, and that makes for very cohesive design that you've got the leaf going over the sentiment and then the sentiment going over both layers of circles. So I like that connection. The things you learn, I didn't put one on there, but I don't think I will. Things you learn from people along the way, and I think I learnt that from a scrapbooker who was, she's amazing at adding embellishments, and she was talking, she spoke about that so much. I think it's become entrenched in my brain when I'm creating clusters, that there are no like stray pieces. So I wouldn't add the bee all the way over here. I'd add it to the flower or going over one of the elements, so you create that connection. No problem, Sylvia. The green layer, Jenny, is the hand penned paper. So it's the paper that matches this stamp set, or the flower stamp set. So the sentiment is from Artistically Inked, and it has amazing sentiments in that set, Jenny. So that's what we are using. And I'm boosting my happy birthday stash of cards just a little bit. Although it really doesn't need boosting, but hey, put the flower down first, Ellen. I don't need that wet glue anymore, so take that, put it back in its home. I've got so many birthday cards, but I've got to print address labels at the moment for these people. Once I do the address labels, I can then collate cards. And I think I had also run out of space in my birthday card box because, of course, you know I have a system for that. And I have an envelope for all because I quite often get ahead in printing my labels. So every month has an envelope for the labels, and then that's step one. And then step two is grabbing an envelope and a card, and then I put the label on the card. And then step three is like stamping the back, because I always put a hashtag bringing birthdays back. So I do that, and putting the postage on and popping an address label on the back is step three. It is so tough when our pets are ill. Yes, and that is DSP, Jenny. So, yes, it is. Thank you, Cindy. I don't even think I had a preconceived idea when I was making this card. I just kind of went for it. Okay, so I think on which card? I think on, no, not that one. No, that one's crooked. Sorry, I'm nitpicking my own cards here. Oh, that came off quite nicely. Okay, let's straighten this up, and this will be, sorry, you're probably getting my head in frame there. This will be the card that I will add the B on. Thank you, Myrtle. And I've still got the Genial Gems to add. I don't know why they're called Genial Gems though, because they are our funky faceted gems. Okay, so these are the bees. They are so adorable, and I'm going to add them with add one with a glue dot. Okay, so my glue dots are hiding in there. Whoop, almost dropped it. Yes, I know, Jenny. I know, but you know, you always nitpick your own projects. Okay, so I am just taking our take your pick tool. Oh, come on, bee. Picking up our bee, popping it on a glue dot. Then I will switch to my scissors, or you can use the other end. And I am just going to see where this is going to look the cutest. I'm thinking not on the flower, but very, very close to the flower, creating that connection. And then down here, I will add some of our Genial Gems. And okay, so these are the Genial Gems. They come in the soft suede and the pale papaya, and they have encased like teeny bits of gold leaf in them. They're stunning, and they're faceted. So they're a bit cute. And I think I might like, if this is going to play nicely, to, just going to put one there, use the different sizing. And then that draws your eye diagonally all the way across the card. This one I used the papaya on. I think down here to pull some of that papaya down. I will do the same thing. Oh, that is totally crooked. I'm just going to have to deal and live with it, I think. So some on, some off. Come on. Okay, that isn't exactly where I wanted it, but that's going to stay. So some on, some off, and one, I think a little one over here. Little one just up there. Oh, do you know what? I really need 3 down here. Just to, and then I'll add, I really should have ordered. I almost ordered another pack of these. I hope I did put them on my order. I really do. Yay, you're back, Linda. Ooh, almost 7 years ago, Jenny. That's impressive. I was 18 last month. We've been together for 21 in a couple of months, actually. Okay. And thinking just down there. That is good. And one more. Trying to even up what I'm doing. The one just goes really nicely there. It's so no 7-year itch, Jenny. Two there, one there. I think I'm going to leave that one right there. leave that at 3. So that is cat eye glue, then it won't clog. You need the bees. Everyone needs the bees. Thank you, Ruth. Hello. The bees are just gorgeous. They're so pretty. They don't even go with this sweet, but they just work so nicely. Okay, so things we have used. Things. Right, get these out of the way, get that out of the way. So we used Artistically inked, we used hand penned. The dies we used penned flowers for our outline. We used layering circles for, I'm going to grab the one with the bee. We used our layering circles for where we placed the flower upon, and we also used our stitched rectangles for our sentiment. So that is what we've done. I will also show you the portrait card just to show you can use exactly the same pieces to create a different orientation. We use the Genial Gems. We also use the hand penned paper, and if you can get the bundle, the paper and the gems as a suite, which is just one number. No problems. Good luck at the vet, Jenny. Good luck. So if you like any of these products that I have used today, you can purchase them in my store if you are in Australia. If you love this project, please leave me a comment, subscribe or like wherever you are watching so you can see me another time and when I am back on Thursday. Oh no, sorry, I'm back on Friday and I'll probably be on at about 11-ish. It may or may not work because I'll have my cleaner here, but I'm sure we can deal with the vacuum cleaner for a little bit. So I'll ask her to do my room early, so then I can be in here with the door closed. I'm sure that sound won't be too bad for one video in our lives. So I'm trying to pick something up off the floor before I break it. So thank you so much for joining and hanging with me and listening to all my fun stories today. Have a great rest of your week and I will see you on Friday. Thank you so much for the award, Cindy. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Paula. Thanks, Mary. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.